All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 4 of Walk and Talk with Jimmy. And just want to say, I'm having a lot of fun so far shooting these videos. This has been a lot of fun, and it's a great way to get me movement, keep me moving, get me out the house, as I anticipate returning back to work here really shortly. I am super excited to be heading back to work here, hopefully in just a couple weeks. I definitely enjoyed the time to kind of reflect and take care of a few things and, get some time with my grandson and reconnect with the family. But I love being on the go. I love bringing positivity to my work environment. And it's something I miss. So looking forward to getting back to serving my community here really, really soon. But speaking of positivity, that's really what's kind of been, on my mind and what I wanted to talk about for the majority of today's video. And I've just had a couple things on my mind. Like one, what are some things that stop people from being positive or living the most positive experiences they possibly can? And, as I think about going back to work here shortly, one of the things that I felt that I was really great at in my youth was just always having this high level of curiosity and just relentless optimism. And, as I felt as I've gotten older, you live life a little bit, can become a little bit more pragmatic and cynical about certain things. And so this got me wondering, what it would look like to just get back to living radically optimistic and positive no matter what. And then also just reflect on some things that I do to try to stay in the state of positivity. Can't say that it's always easy, but I do believe that keeping oneself in a high positive vibration is always going to attract good things. So if you're working towards something, I don't know how it's possible to do so if you're in a negative space, if you're pessimistic about the outcomes. So just a couple of things that's been on my mind this week. So probably go a little bit out of order, but I was thinking about this, the other day as I wrapped up the other video. I was making some shorts, and the concept of being like this joyful warrior, and what does it take to keep oneself in a constant state of positivity? And it definitely requires a little bit of emotional intelligence, but it's a mindset, and it's a choice you got to make. I think about all the things that happen, and these are just things that happen. I used to say this thing all the time. I used to frustrate my wife. Actually, probably frustrates quite a few people around me. But I don't necessarily put a lot of weight to things that happen, right? Like things just happen. Like the universe, to me, is always universing. And I've always had this, why not me approach? And that's, why not me? Why can't I be a billionaire? If somebody else can do it, I can do it. But then the same thing is, something happened to someone else, it can also happen to me. And I think that's one of the beauties of living an experience in life is you don't necessarily know. But yeah, the only thing that we really can't control is how we respond and react to situations. One of my favorite modern day thinkers is a guy named Robert Greene. He wrote the 48 Laws of Power. He also wrote, I think it's the 50 Laws of Human Nature, might be 48 Laws, I'm not 100% sure. But Robert Greene, well-known Stoic philosopher in that community today. And, Robert Greene talks about sometimes on this podcast, and I've seen him do interviews with, Ryan Holiday, somebody else from the Stoic community. But, at one point, Robert lost his ability to walk. And, he reflects on kind of the outcomes that could have happened. Like he could have definitely fell into a state of despair. Like that is definitely a choice that someone could make in this situation. Or He can say that this could have happened to anyone, and while it's maybe unfortunate that it's happened to him, how does he make the best of the situation? And despite what some would call new limitations, Robert is one of the, I would say, country's foremost authors, philosophers, and still have managed to have a pretty profound impact, and shares his experience, with losing his ability to walk quite openly, and like what it did for him, what it did for his mindset, and like what are some of the things that he was able to do to accept it, move on to a place of positivity. And I wanted to use that example because things are happening all around us all the time and every day. And we get to decide how we react to those situations. And choosing to have a positive attitude, I would say not just choosing, but actively working to see the positive in the things that are in front of you, is a significant step in unlocking like anyone's potential. I was talking a little bit earlier, like I don't know how anyone could really accomplish, anything major from a place of negativity. And when I say negativity, I mean, self-doubt, or, a place that's not coming from a place of a self-love. My wife and I, been making a point to get out together and do a lot of things together as our kids get older. And one of the things that we just kind of both noticed is just the lack of interest that people have in doing their job, or just serving the community. And people seem frustrated at work. And I can tell you, just from working since I was 13, what makes the workday go by the longest is being frustrated at work and watching the clock. And so while you're at work, how do you find something positive to bring a smile to your face, to make those 4 to 8 hours really enjoyable? And for me, I'll tell you, no matter where I've worked in my career, it's always been the people. Whether it's the people I work with, I've worked with some amazing folks, or whether it's the community that I serve, it brings a level of variety every day that gives me something optimistic. And even if I don't love, and there's been times that I didn't love the work that I was doing, but I've loved the opportunity to connect with people. Now that's pretty easy for an extroverted people person like myself, but everybody has that opportunity to think about what can you find that can bring a little bit joy into your day. Because if you can string together 2 good days, you can string together 3. And once you have 3 positive days going, now you're on a trend. But the same can happen in reverse. If you wake up looking for things to go wrong, things are going to go wrong. There's things going wrong all around you probably. But on the flip side, there's positive things happening all around you as well. And every day is an opportunity to hit the reset button and say, you know what, I'm going to break this trend. If you're having a streak of bad days or just not having a streak of positive energy, make a conscious decision and say, you know what, I'm going to look for the positive things today. I forgot where I heard this at, but somebody phrased this question and I thought it was interesting. They said, what if the headline one day was, you're going to wake up today and it's going to be the last day you see the sun because the sun's not coming back tomorrow? Like, that would be a significant reason for some doom and gloom. But until then, we get to see the sunrise every morning. And like, if that's the thought that can help bring a positive smile, then go look at that. So what can you do to get to a positive state? Good morning, boss. How you doing? Good. Get out and enjoy a walk. There's been some beautiful weather, a little hot, but if you can get up in the morning before your feet even decide to touch the ground, say, I'm gonna get out and enjoy a walk. A nice stroll, doesn't have to be that long, but something that'll bring a smile to your face. Because once you can bring a smile to your face, you're already in the positive place. And just start looking for the positive things. The negative things are gonna be there. And, Facebook, I don't do a lot of social media because I don't want to scroll and constantly read negativity. So if you find yourself where you're starting your day off and you're feeling like you're negative, think about some of the habits. Right? Are you spending too much time in the morning, maybe on social media? And if you're on social media, right, maybe find some stuff that's going to make you laugh. Because that's a really great start to feeling positive and becoming a joyful warrior to where you have enough positivity to where hopefully you can spread a little bit of it around. So just thinking about that got me thinking about, my responsibility, and what would it really be like to live in just this constant state of high optimism and positivity. And, I really do strive to do that as much as I possibly can. But if I'm being honest, like there's definitely times where I've come down, to meet somebody where they were. If they wanted to talk negative about current events or, complain about a line, I might join in on that conversation when my negative feelings are about it is not that strong. And even though I'm feeling positive, sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm so positive. Like, am I the oddball here? But what if I just stayed in this high state of positivity no matter what? Because that's where I want to be, right? And I think most of us want to feel good. And if I'm being honest, most days I do. And I think that's okay to say. And we should be able to appreciate and celebrate that. When I was in my youth, at the youngest age in my life, it's probably some of my most happiest moments. We didn't have a lot, but it was just the camaraderie of siblings and family, playing outside all day, whether that was playing basketball with the homies or football, hanging out with my siblings. We had a really big family, but really not a care in the world, just having fun. And I think being an adult can still be a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to see. Think about how expensive it was to fly when I was a kid. Now we have airlines that you can fly for under $100, which is fantastic. And so, yeah, for me, maybe it's a destination change. Being able to see the Midwest if you've never got a chance to explore the middle of the country, or see the coast if you've never explored the coast. But there's so much to appreciate on this planet that if you find yourself running into a string of just bad days, take a pause and find something to appreciate. So that's one of the commitments that I'm making myself, is to just continue to be keenly aware when I'm not vibrating at my most high self, my most positive self, and make sure that I have really, really good systems to get back to positivity. Some of the ones that's been working for me really well now, and I'll say this, probably the last 30 days that I've put into place that's really helped me kind of stay in this high place of positivity, is one, daily affirmations. I would tell you, I used to didn't think that stuff would work, which is odd because I'm always a person that believed that words matter. But waking up every day, telling myself that I deserve to be happy, telling myself that I'm equipped to tackle whatever the universe is going to throw at me with ease and grace and joy, And so if you can have a great positive conversation with yourself every day, you can have great positive conversations with other people. So that's a big thing. The other thing that I find myself doing to help me stay in a place of positivity is just appreciating a lot more. I was always so focused on go, 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 go. And I don't know if it's turning 40, but it's definitely been nice to just kind of pause and reflect and appreciate my family, appreciate my friends, always chasing the next thing. And that ambitious part of me will never, never go away. But just appreciating where I already am and the company that I get to enjoy and the conversations I get to have, the people I can pick up the phone and call if I really ever need anything. And you kind of pause and you just reflect on that. It's pretty powerful. And if you don't have people that you can call and lean on today that'll be positive, go find some. And then you might say, hey man, that sounds really hard. It's not. Go into grocery shopping. Look for people smiling, having a good time. I'm not telling you everybody is, but there are some. And compliment them. Say, hey, nice smile. That's a small conversation. That little conversation might bring you a little bit of positive joy. I never have any agendas when I meet people. I meet people all the time, whether I'm out grocery shopping, I'm at work, I'm doing this video. I met a guy, just had a quick conversation with him a couple weeks ago. And you just never know. And those conversations might bring you joy, it might bring somebody else a little joy. But it is a great place to start surrounding yourself with positive people if you don't really have that outlet. And I'm not telling you to not associate with your friends and family, but if you don't have anybody in your circle that can get you that positive jolt, find them. Even if it's a YouTuber. Shameless plug. So if you haven't subscribed, this is what this channel is going to all be about. And hopefully I can share something every day to make somebody feel a little bit better and move towards that place of positivity. Other thing that's been on my mind, as I think about starting this joyful warrior community, we're talking about like how just that positive vibration that's attract good things. I think when you're really excited about something, you're passionate and you're positive and you believe in yourself, you've told yourself you got it, you're giving yourself these powerful affirmations, you're just going to move in that direction automatically. One of the things I learned from my time at Cabela's, wasn't an outdoorsman. Good morning. And had a great team of archery technicians that took some time to teach me how to shoot a bow, which sparked some more interest. And so I took up a little bit of practice and learned how to shoot a recurve bow. And one of the things when you shoot a recurve bow, like you don't have any sights, you can't really aim down arrow. At least my instructor told me is like, you really can't aim this thing. The best thing you do is you kind of look at the target, you draw and you let your eyes and brain collaborate, and it's gonna be in the vicinity. And actually it works. Like I tell you, I mustn't tell you I'm shooting bullseye every time, but trying to aim, my arrow was everywhere. Just focusing on where I wanted to shoot, like I was always in the vicinity. And I think planning our goals work in very similar ways. If you wake up in the morning, you have really clear, I don't think they have to be clear. Hey, I want to feel good today. Or I want to feel great this month. Or, hey, maybe I do. Maybe you want to accomplish something. I want to write a book. Or I want to start a channel or a podcast. Or I want to make music. Whatever the thing is, visualize yourself doing it. Visualize yourself struggling through it. Visualize yourself having fun. Visualize the accolades that come. And a part of your positive affirmations every day. Tell yourself you're already there. Imagine what it would be like. Our imaginations are incredibly, incredibly powerful. And I think just like an archer, you kind of do that every day, you're going to start to move in accordance, and the universe is going to start to move in a way that's going to allow those things to come to fruition. But you can't do that if you're not vibing in the high from a place of positivity. If you're stuck coming from a place of lack, or focus on the things you don't have, or focusing on what others have that you don't. And this is why being in a positive place is so, so, so important. There's nothing you can't accomplish with a positive attitude. And this, I think, hits on so many levels, and I would love to continue to expand this conversation. But being in a state of high positivity Allows you to really understand that not everything that's said is meant to harm you. And if you respond to everything that someone says that you perceive as negative in a negative reaction, it is going to be a staller on a lot of different levels. It's going to allow you to miss opportunities and, maybe damage some relationships. When you're in a place of high positivity, you be curious. You can hear something and know that it's not directed at you. Or if it was, it doesn't hurt you because it doesn't matter. So whatever that thing is that's stopping you from doing the thing you want to do, work on getting to a place of high positivity today. Don't wait. Do it today. Go find something to be positive about. I guarantee you won't have to look that hard. You won't have to look that hard. Because if you can string together a chain of good days, string together a good month, that turns into a good year. And with focused time, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. I don't know if you follow anybody follow the Wall Street Trapper. I was introduced to him by a coworker a couple years ago. Gives like financial advice. And, I just love his story. Like, I think he did 10 to 15 years in prison. Used to hustle in the streets, lost everything, but didn't lose his knowledge. Like, he didn't lose the lessons that he learned from hustling in the streets, good and bad lessons, the do's and the don'ts. Time in prison, connected with somebody that really understood finance. He was in jail with somebody that was in jail for embezzling millions, and he realized that he's doing more time for trying to scrape up in what comparison with pennies. And it just really kind of changed his outlook. And what I love about the guy, like, he's built the whole enterprise, sharing information, sharing what he's learned, educating, his community on stocks and how that stuff works, etc. But I think he got out when he was, 35, and went from being not having nothing, unemployed, felonies on his record. I think he's well worth 20 plus million. Just the power of manifesting and saying, I'm gonna do better. Oh, okay, you're up there. I heard a dog. It scared me for a bit because he didn't sound like a happy dog. But yeah, think about that. Like, he did that in a matter of a couple years. And that's from being in prison. So you can go from anywhere you are today to where you want to go. There's nothing really ever getting in your way but yourself, your attitude and your actions. And sometimes that's a tough pill to swallow. Sometimes it's a tough pill to swallow to say, hey, I got to own where I'm at. But if you do, that can be your positive thought. Because if you can get you where you were, it can also get you to where you want to go. And knowing that you had the power to do that should be uplifting and empowering. So that's all on my mind today. I've walked pretty far and I haven't gotten home. So I might shoot episode 5 while I'm out, because it is such a wonderful day. If you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe, like the video. That really does help. I have been extremely humbled, and it's been so fun just interacting with the people that have already jumped on the channel and said hi, and it shows so much early support. So I appreciate the early subscribers. If you like something and something really resonates, please feel free to share it. Share with somebody you think might need to hear that message. That's how we're going to help this channel grow and get a whole army of joyful warriors running around the country, bringing positivity everywhere. So yeah, like, subscribe, share. Let's continue to see how many folks we can get on this channel. But I appreciate all the support so far. I will tell you, I was super nervous sharing this with my local community. It's super easy to share stuff out with people that I'll never see. Like, I've been putting music out for forever. Like, I just drop a song and, take feedback from it. And I always feel great to hear that something you created, brought a positive emotion in someone else's life. But I'll tell you, when I was thinking about this channel, I was like, oh my goodness, like, am I really going to share this? And it took me about an hour and a half before I worked up the courage to post it on LinkedIn. And when I did, I just hit post, closed my computer, and didn't look at it for like the rest of the day, because I'm just like, gosh, can't believe I just did this. But again, usually the doubt, waiting for the right time is all in our mind. Let's do it. And you never know what happens. So thank you again. I will see you all soon.